Shulker box loaders are very cool. They're a staple of storage tech. They compact storage by compressing the number of items that we can fit into a chest. But there's one thing that isn't popular on box loaders, and it's the access to the box. Most box loaders trap the Shulker box and make it impossible for us to open the box while it's loading. I want to open the Shulker box every time because I'm paranoid that stuff will break around me. By seeing the items going into the box, my brain feels more safe knowing that the loader is still working just fine. So that's why I'm focused on accessible box loaders. Well, nah, not really. That's like 10% of the reasons why. I actually love designing accessible box loaders just because they're way more creative than traditional non-accessible box loaders. I have the added challenge to make a layout that lets us open the box and to make an appealing user interface. That's like 90% of the reason why I'm actually doing accessible box loaders. Now for 6x hopper speed box loaders, the UI can't really be ultra fancy. The best I can do is to make a wall of droppers and hide the wiring in the back. You, the player, can now choose to cover the wall or not. This particular box loader is the version 2.0 of my 6x hopper speed accessible box loader. The old one was so trash that I just unlisted it. I've actually made more 6x hopper speed box loaders before I came to this one. I just wasn't happy with the bad wiring and the enormous amount of space that the previous iterations took. But here I now have a version that I can feel proud of. It's 6x hopper speed, it's 3 wide tileable, it's 100% reliable thanks to the compulsory collection, it's silent and that's really important to me, it handles mixed items, it only triggers the slices where items come in, and finally you can access all of the overflow in case that you run a lot of mixed items. It uses a single unlocked hopper over here, apart from the input, which doesn't really count. When you input the boxes, you'll have to run a chest minecart over this rail to supply Shulker boxes. I spent a while designing this thing and trying to make it as compact as I could. That self-imposed constraint forced me to use a few awkward bits of wiring, like using droppers for pulse extenders and using concrete powder to send a signal upwards, for example. Notice that scaffolding over there? Well, that's because my 0-tick generator needed a 1 game tick update delay in this direction. I started with a node block before realizing that the node block update was directional, but the scaffolding made it work, so I made the switch. Now because we're talking about directionality, I need to specify that this box loader is directional. Wait, don't leave. It's just directional, it's not locational, it's predictable. It's not that bad. I posted the box loader on Storage Tech Discord, and apparently it's bad. So I had to go through a redesign, and another. This is probably something like version 7 or 8 now. I'll still call it version 2 for YouTube naming's sake, but damn was this loader a nightmare. I made my best to compact it even more. I managed to shave off a couple of blocks actually, so I was pretty surprised. Now it's even more scuffed than before, but that's not an issue, it's really cool nonetheless. You better agree or else this kitty will experience gravity. Oh well. So, in that archive thread, Mter pointed out that I could make this dropper thingy non-directional by changing the way I send an update to it. So I changed the layout and here it is. You also notice that the piston layout of the box collection has changed. It's binary who suggested that. They also made me believe I could use 0-tick snow and avoid needing a hopper. But as it turns out, it's not reliable. So I made yet another version where I used a composer. Okay, now I'm done. It's over. I can rest in peace, finally. Well, I actually considered finishing the video like that, but I couldn't publish something while knowing it's unreliable. That wouldn't have been nice. That means that I either had to make yet again a new box loader or trash the whole project. Sinking cost fallacy got me, and so I went back to work, and so I tried to design new layouts to try and make a new box holder. I thought for a short moment that I could use something as simple as a trapdoor. Imagine, what if we zero-ticked a trapdoor at the front here? The box would have no place to go because it's blocked, right? Well, no, because life has to make me suffer. So I tried a new powder snow layout that's pretty complex, but surprisingly easy to wire. I'll credit Henry for suggesting that pop-up block. I also found a very fun smart way to get rid of the items in the detection dropper. Okay, so this is our detection dropper, right? So if there's one item in there, we're going to trigger the new box dispensing thing. So this comparator is going to extend this piston, which is going to extend this piston, which is going to reach over there. And this is the piston which we're interested by. This one is going to control the box swapping, so that's not the important one right now. Okay, so when we extend this piston at the top, it's going to go up here and it's going to power this dust, just like that. And when this dust is powered, it's going to turn on these activator rails, and even if there are items in these slices, the rails won't be able to turn off and make this clock go. So we're basically turning off the whole dropper wall in front. And at the same time that we do this, we can also send a signal to this piston by quasi-connectivity, as you can see right there. So yeah, that sends power to here, so that sends power to this piston, and this piston is going to basically form the clock here that we'll need in a short moment. And here, when this circuit has swapped the box, it's going to then send an update to this clock right there, and I mean, it's going to clock that. And when we retract the piston, because there are no more items in there, well, this is going to turn off the clock, just like so. So that's the super smart way to do it. And now I have a finished product, for real this time. And just so you know that it's for real, I'm gonna play a nice cinematic. Isn't that cool? So yeah, that's today's video done with that. I need to take a break from storage tech now. I'll go work on new nether tree farms. If you like my content, consider leaving a like to help me reach more people, and click that subscribe button to join the accessible box builder revolution. Thanks for watching.